becoming a habit. It's getting frustrating for me. Yeah, I restarted. When you're using your phone and you get a phone call, it cuts off the audio. New video, if the funds permit. Somebody said they were sending me a camera, which was super sweet. It was a Sony with a reversible screen that I could use for streaming. It hasn't arrived yet though. 180 with a good mic, maybe a sponsor. Grisha's like, hey, can you solve this? Yeah. I have that camera that I got at the thrift store, but I can't see myself. You know what I mean? I'll get it fixed. Let's start liking again. Oh my goodness. That first one was just AI. Now I'm back. This is the real me. Yeah, but half of your room is still in the old live. I know. Maybe, can I go over there and and send them back in the over here? I gave them the word. Thanks, Noah. Put a mirror behind it. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Low tech. I like that. I wasn't supposed to tell about the AI double. uh, and then Wasteland by Wednesday, he posted a video response to my AI thing. I need a response to his response. We're almost back up. YouTube needs to fix that. The live should never override the old live. The new live should override the old live. Yeah, so I assume it's just buffering in there? I mean, I'm not on there. A new live. Tactical Muffin Top, you were right. Is this a fake live? Yeah, with the Sony, you'll be able to see yourself in the live. Oh yeah, I guess so, huh? I guess that's right, huh, Field Tech? So I could just adjust the camera and then, yeah. Dank Farmer says, I can't wait to see your response to his response about your response to his original response. Yeah. But anyway, as I was saying before my wife woke up, she called, and that's always the problem. So interviews, interviews, merch page, and then a Discord. So that's kind of what I've been working on this weekend. Guns and Buns says, I thought the live was after church. Yeah, but I'm trying to catch all the folks in Europe, so, and get it out of the way for like first thing in the morning. Mark Boder's in the house. What's up, man? Ditch Doc says 2 full weeks of people wishing they were better preppers. Ditch Doc, where are you at? Are you on the East Coast? Yeah. Yeah, I thought, for some reason, I thought the storm was going to be like a week, but it's a couple weeks, right? I mean, I guess it's been about a week. And now did the ice ever turn out where people are at, or was it just North Carolina? Is it just cold or ice or snow or all three? I mean, at one point I heard like 300,000 people were without power. Two weeks from now, they will have all forgotten about it. Ain't that the truth? We had 5 days of power outage last year, and it's the same thing here, yeah. Wyoming says Discord is easy, but you'll likely need some very trusted moderators. Is that an offer, Wyoming? Is that what you're doing? No, you're busy. You can't moderate. More snow and ice. The boss was in Europe this past weekend. I have only seen your HFR. Lots of returned generators. Yeah, that's the problem, right? They go buy generators and then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need this. And they're like, wait, I didn't need it. And they return it. Ice last week, snow and cold this week. 10 inches of snow. Man, yeah, I heard it's cold in Florida even. It's not that cold here. It's like 40 degrees. Field Tech, did you see my breakdown video on the 60? Yeah, I did. I did see that. I think I liked and commented. I think I did. I have to go back. Wyoming can help. That's a beast of a normalcy bias. Yeah, right. Amateur outdoors. Hey, did you just sign up? Nice, good. Foot of snow at the beach? What? That's a picture. Now that's a postcard for North Carolina. Garage sales. Yeah, yeah, hit all the garage sales and get all the leftover preps that people didn't need. Darbutionmacher, 15 inches. We're at the northern edge of the storm. Dang. 32 this morning in Punta Gorda, Florida, but it's getting warmer. Home Depot and Lowe's does not allow returns after a storm. Ditchstock, you'd be willing to mod over on Discord? I know your video on YouTube isn't out for public yet, but I really got some questions on that. Guess I'll wait till full public gets. You can ask now, Grish. I don't care. It's just so I don't, I plan out all my content in the weekend so I don't have to mess with it during the week. But Homestead Twins, I think you skipped over my hearted comment from last week's HFR. The most important part of my comment was a non-linear nature of decibel scales when looking at suppressors. Non-linear. Buchenmacher would moderate. Yeah, I know. I'm working on getting educated about suppressors, but plus I don't like being wrong, so. Buchenmacher and Ditchstock. Hot dog, sausage Bobby's in the house. Discord, what games are we playing? No games, just a place for 68% to go. Z-Man Band, what? Dude, what do you do? 50 bucks? Thank you. Now I can buy my children some soup. Thank you so much. That's very generous. I appreciate that. Dank Farmer says, what are the salary and health benefit options for a moderator? Did I send you my resume? Yeah. I wish. Iguana warning in Florida with them freezing and falling out of trees. What? What would you say if you can't show your face on YouTube due to monetary issues? I guess in Europe the prepper stuff isn't that big of a deal. I watch a prepper from Belgium. He's doing it for. What would I say if you can't? I'm not a fan of covering your face. I know why a lot of people do it, but it seems to me that everybody who starts, especially in prepping like gun tube space and they have their face covered, eventually they all unmask. Like that's, it all of them do it. If you get big enough, they all unmask. So I get, like I have a regular 9-to-5 job and I do think about that. And it probably limits me in some ways. Like I probably hold back in some areas because I have a 9-to-5 job that I have to think about. But I'm not a fan of covering your face. Like I'm not a fan of that. But who knows? That may be naive and that may backfire on me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have one guy who's been like, he's been like legit, not threatening, but pretty close. He has a YouTube channel too. He's been talking schmack. We can play games if you want, yeah. Amateur, I'd like to join the Discord. Yeah, Jacoby's in the house. What's up, man? If you get a suppressor, consider a carbon fiber barrel. Not necessary, but it adds to the quiet. Masks, what a topic. Good morning, Mike. Hellfat Devil's in the house. What's up, man? Have you ever trained in a shoot house? I have not trained in a shoot house. Oh, Grisham says, I'm unemployed right now, but until I figure out my lawsuit, I can't go public. See, that's more of a legit reason, I think, than Noah says, as a fellow beard owner, how do you plan to use a sea burning mask? That's a good question. Yeah, shave really quickly? I don't know. PSR is the only channel I can watch where somebody covers their face. Yeah, he's good. I do like him. He's funny enough that you don't think about it. It's kind of his jam. I feel like he's doing it to be funny. Yeah, I do like him. Does your book about lowering your online exposure say anything about covering your face? Not that I know of, no. Gnostics in the house. What's up, man? Airborne Vets. Hey, you finally made it, Airborne. Yeah, I'm trying to get it out early. I gotta go to church today, so. Yeah, you can't get a good seal with a beard. Like you have to be clean shaven and your mask has to fit. I'm not planning for sea burning. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. Hey, these scouts in the house. What's up, Scout? Guns and Buzz says, don't shave, you wax your beard and then apply the mask. Just wax your whole beard, you would just pass out. Sausage Bobby says, unrelated, but I highly recommend grinding coffee beans. Just started doing it. It makes a world of difference. Once they keep longer when they're not ground, but yeah. Airborne Vet, look at you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Pitching me some money there. Just glue it to your beard if you take it next time. Field Tech says, if you ever have to clear a house and need to fire without a silencer, unless you take the time to insert earplugs, you wish you had a can. Yeah. I've kind of finished, I feel like I've finished my firearms journey. I don't, like going through all of my firearms and figuring out, what suppressor, and then I need suppressor height sights, and then different barrels, and then shields, and then new holsters, if it's a pistol. And yeah, I'm not fully sold. I'm learning the advantages, but I'm not fully sold. Like if you're a gunfighter, maybe, but. Hellafat Devil says he has a huge beard. Normally, I've had to go clean shaven for Bob's Burger character for my lack of a chin. Yeah, I've seen some guys. There's that UFC fighter who has like no chin, but he looks really good with a beard. That's what beards do for you. Griffin Arms gives you a discount as a veteran. For what? Suppressors? Boy, you guys are pushing me to get a suppressor, huh? I did cave on the 1022. Just get a crossbow. They're pretty silent. Yeah, a bow and arrow. My rifle is a Saturday official, a felony. As of Saturday, is a felony in California. However, it's disassembled, so I'm good until I move next month. Where are you moving to, Noah? Did I know you were moving out of state? Now you need an entire matching system for each member of the family. Yeah, exactly. I've shot in houses before without ear pro. Yeah, it sucks. It hurts. It's not paralyzing like everyone. Yeah, there's a biological response. Like when you get loud decibels. So I come from a career field where loud decibels were a thing, like power tools. And it does, like a few time exposures, it can leave ringing in your ears. And I know over time it causes damage, but like it's more long-term exposure that's the higher danger. But that's according to OSHA. And again, I've never shot suppressors, and I know that they reduce all the things, But someone was talking about, I forget who it was talking about traumatic brain injuries. And then I heard the term yesterday, micro TBIs, micro traumatic brain injuries. Like, is that a thing? Maybe it is, and I've just never heard of it, but. Co Bunny X is in the house. Plaid Heathen is in the house. What's up? Little Red's in the house. What's up? Do you like katanas? I like turtles. Yeah, I like katanas. My son's really into swords and knives. Yeah, Hella Fat Devil. That's exactly right. Like it's more prolonged exposure over time that leads to hearing loss. I mean, I'm not sitting recommending you don't wear hearing protection, but like if you wake up and you have to fire in your house, you know, at an intruder or something, yeah. I just I don't understand how 10 years ago nobody was saying we all need suppressors. Now everybody's saying we all need suppressors. I get that it's a new tool and it adds a little bit of you know, all the things and all the benefits, but like just the idea that I need to go through and do all of this for all of my according to UPS, Mike, the package was sent delayed. Oh, Jacoby, you're the one that okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't want to be ungrateful, man. I was like, hey, your package never came, but I appreciate the update. Thank you. I thought that that's what it might be what it was, that you were on the East Coast or something. Homestead Twins. I had to quickly defend my flock of ducks with my AR. That's a t-shirt. I love that. I had to quickly defend my flock of ducks with my AR. With just one shot without Ear Pro, I was hearing ringing for hours. Got a can of few. Yeah. It was the same as night vision. Yeah. I shot a tow missile without. What's a tow missile? Never did that again. Some states ban suppressors until someone challenges it. It will stay. Hero of Canton's in the house. No power for 7 days. Woo. Well, hi there. Well, hi there. Well, hi there. Gotta feed the pups. Duck defense soldier. Buy one 30 caliber can and it will cover most of your firearms. Then you just need to buy an attachment system for each firearm. I know. That's what I'm saying. So like the can, the little adapter, just like a Klamath Falls. Keep one rifle dedicated for in the house if you need it. Rifle or pistol. I kind of feel with all of this tactical gear, here's how I feel about it. Like it feels 50% like marketing. 50% of it feels like marketing to me. Where even with ARs for home defense, like that wasn't a thing 10 years ago. It's only a thing because everybody has ARs now. It's like once you have a hammer, everything becomes a nail. So, you know, while I have all these ARs, I might as well set one of them up for home defense. And then if it's for home defense, it's really loud. So now I need a suppressor. Now, just feels like another marketing ploy to me. Love the new collabs. You're doing great. Keep on. Thank you, Little Red. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Lots of ways to accidentally find a suppressor in your garage. I do not know what you're talking about. In Europe, suppressors are almost mandatory. Really? What do you mean? I feel like we're going to talk about suppressors until I get one. I'm just like, look here it is. Leave me alone. Yeah. It's annoying. I have faith they will end up removing registry completely for ATF items, but since there's no more tax, no need for a registry. Hope Trump gets this done. Homestead Twins is a join the channel. Thank you very much. Gnostic, yeah. Anyone can get them. They have no regulations. Oh, okay. I can't imagine using anything other than my Mossberg for home defense. Yeah, that's kind of the point, right? For 35 years, the home defense weapon was a 12-gauge shotgun. That was it. There was no debate. There was no argument. Now everybody is, you know, pistols became really popular than ARs once the brace industry kind of, you know, the explosion over the past 10 to 15 years. Now it's like, oh, wait, this is the thing you need for home. Well, what about we did that for 35 years already? You should wear, yeah, Wyoming. Yeah, that's OSHA standard, 85 decibels or higher for one-time exposure. For prolonged exposure, then it gets, the chart changes a little bit, but sadly, suppressors are illegal where I'm at. Well, hi there. You are in Europe, right? Or somewhere down south. Hearing about the guy who successfully registered a potato as a silencer. How's he gonna keep track of that? Brass catcher. So glad to have caught you live. Yeah, good to see you, man. Brandon, AR for home defense is crazy unless it's 300 blackout subsonic. Even that's a stretch. The potato suppressor was awesome. Yeah, because for years for home defense, what people said was, you know, penetration, right? Over penetration. And we talked about ammo. Now people are using ARs and it's about quietness. It just seems like whatever industry pops up, it's like, oh, that's the thing that we need to have now. But I am getting worn down, that's for sure. Jacoby. Europe, we're having to use sticks and stones, slings. You know, a sling can go uh sonic, can do a sonic boom. Like, you ever heard a sling? Someone who uses a sling really well. Well, hi, there's in Belgium. That's right. Yep. Pistol and shotgun for home defense, AR for ranged combat. Yeah. Shotgun with 0 buck is the best for home defense. Everyone else just wants to look cool. That's kind of how I feel. Like, it changed. It only changed once these products hit the market, right? And then, you know, every guy has 3 or 4 ARs, and they're like, oh, then you have to go, okay, this one is for recce, and then this one is for, you know, CQB, and then this one is for. I know. I went through those phases. It's like I need a separate chest rig for each of these, and yeah. AR for keeping people off your perimeter. What's your take on lever action rifles? I mean, I like them. I don't own any. They're cool. Put a flashlight on it. Yeah. Shotties rock. Yeah, shotguns. And there's something to be said for double-aught buck, right? I mean, really, you're sending 8 or 9 projectiles, whatever it is. You know, there's 9. You are increasing your likelihood of hitting your target. I mean, that's. I've seen videos of cops getting into gunfights at close range and all of the rounds hitting not where they want them to, you know, just because of the adrenaline or whatever that's called, that tunnel vision you get. Yeah, over penetration I think is a thing for any firearm in a house. Like drywall is not stopping any bullet. Any bullet. None. I mean, what are you talking about? I've watched those videos like Grand Thumb did it, and it went through 14 walls. Like yeah, nobody's kids are 14 walls away, right? You just have to know where you're shooting. It's rule number 4, right? Consider your background and beyond. Yeah, if someone got into your home, you should have spent more time on other security measures. Yeah. In the house, we use what's on hand. Outside, we default to 308. Yeah. Can't remember, Mike, if you're running any vision or thermal yet. No, just the unit that company sent me, and I don't have it on a rifle yet. I've been using it as a handheld. So, but they did ask me to do some more field testing, so I'll probably put it on a rifle at some point. Every gun should have a light. People think guns are like movies. Aim in the general direction with the. You know, people watching the 90s action flip, tipping over wooden tables is cover. I just watched that last night on a TV show where they flipped over a dining room table and they were like, pow, 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 and the bullets were like just disintegrating. And when they hit the wooden table, it's like, yeah. Car doors don't stop bullets. Tables don't stop bullets. Couches don't stop bullets. Walls don't stop bullets. You know what else is funny? The movie industry is bad regardless. They're the ones that cause this silencer problem, right? Where politicians think that they're like on John Wick. And then also the other part of it is the ear pro. Every movie where people are shooting guns, first of all, there's no, you know, it's obviously not a real gun, but nobody's wearing hearing pro. Like, what did they do in the Wild West? Apparently they were shooting all day with no ear pro. Everybody must have been deaf. And those rounds were big. They were like man rounds, you know. Grisham, especially if they're from IKEA. People in the hood found out the hard way. Car doors don't stop bullets. Yeah. Was it Biggie or Tupac got killed through the door, right? Yeah, bullets. I was a body man. They don't stop. Even if your window's down and you go metal, glass, metal, that bullet is still getting into that cab. So in the movies, when people are like, and they there's holes all over the car, and the people inside are just like, oh, duck, duck, get down. Like, no, you're actually, you've been shot. Yeah. Biggie and Tupac. That's right. They were both killed through a car door, right? Every cowboy was deaf. Yeah. Short barrel shotgun with mini shells. Brandon, yes. I was going to get one of those, any other weapon with a little nub on the back, and those little short shotty shells. You can get like 10 shots in the little. I love that idea. It's not very practical, but I do like that idea. Close quarters fighting with in a concrete fortress with no ear pro. Yeah, everybody was deaf, right? And even in the military, like I know if you're, if teams are like going in, they're probably wearing ear pro, but your average soldier is not. They don't have like these. What's that super expensive brand of ear pro? The Amcom or whatever it's called. Like, and cops. Think about cops. Cops aren't like, stop. Hold on. Put it in ear pro. Cops get into gunfights all the time. So I wonder, I'd like to see some data on hearing loss over time for people that are in the occasional gunfight. Cops would probably be a better approximation for us than soldiers would, but cops are terrible about their cars being bulletproof. Yeah, they open the door and they're like, that's concealment, not cover. Pelto. Yeah, Peltor. Peltor. That's right. Yep. Those mini shells do not always feed properly. That's good intel. Yeah, that would just suck if I got this whole setup and then it didn't fire. Peltor is the Gucci brand. Walkers are the blue collar. Yeah, Walker. That's right. Got to have a gun designed to shoot the mini shells. I also heard that you do something to the breech, like you change the feed ramp or something for the mini shells because it causes problems. Most police never fire their weapon in the line of duty. Yeah. Yeah, I keep buying the walkers too, like the electronic ones, like the knockoff ones are like $30. The walkers are like 40 or 50. And my kids come and get them to like mow the lawn, and I never see them again. It's extremely frustrating. So I need some thrift store ones, like the crappy ones. Keep those in a box so my kids can come get those, and then keep my walkers like in a separate, like keep them hidden. So yeah, for those just joining, I wanted to give some updates. Interviews have started. I have a Discord built. I'm testing it. I sent it to a couple people to test out the channels, and then also I'm setting up a merch store. So don't think Mike Tango Whiskey has seen The Walking Dead. No, but I know who Lucille is because my Billy Club project. I did some research on the Billy Club, so I know who Lucille is. But don't they make an add-on with a GMRS radio interface? I'm excited to test that that repeater. I haven't broken it out yet. I need to get it out and test it. I might need someone's help with that. Hey, Field Tech, did you see that repeater I got from Redivis? Do you know how to set that up? Maybe that's what we could talk about on our little thing there. Can't you hook up comms to walkers? Yeah, I think you can. Certain models. Yes, I did. Yes, we can. Okay, cool. I liked your video on comms too. Like that particular model of the Baofeng. I hadn't seen that particular model before, and I like the covers and the adapters. I have a few of those, but I'd like to do that to all my radios like you did. That's a good. I want one of those. Repeaters are sweet but expensive. How much are they? I didn't even look. How much are they? I didn't even ask. They just sent it to me. Redivis. Noah Kenning, okay, that's a good segue. Mike Tango Whiskey, in the event of SHGF long term, do you see yourself as a community leader or an infantry guy? Noah, I'm 50. I'm no John Connor. I'd probably be more of a leadership guy in the what is it, the operations center or whatever. I don't know. Over $1,000? Are you serious? Holy crap. Ice just bought a warehouse in Arizona the size of 7 football fields. Yeah, I heard that. What's that for? Detention, I assume. Staging area. That's what we call our operations center, yeah. I have links for all the BNC adapters, description of the video. Yeah, I saw that. Gestapo HQ. Could you still be a Terminator 1 Kyle Reese? Don't sell yourself short, bud. Yeah. Mike Tango Whiskey will be the cult leader of the local community. Yeah, I might default to, I'll be the, I think monasteries, like urban monasteries, are going to make a comeback. So I might run one of those. Which radio? The DM32? No, Field Tac, the AR9, I think it was, or the UVR9, I think it was. It was something with a 9 in the title. Check your mail. Why? Wyoming, I'm scared to check my emails from you. I will. I'll check my mail. I've got it pulled up, as a matter of fact, but some are cheaper and the prices come down depending on which one. Are you talking about that repeater dish shop? Let me grab it. You know, what's funny is I'm excited about this, but I'm equally as excited about this. My coworker found me a brand new Nalgene in the plastic. Narrow mouth. Oh. This is equally as exciting as this to me. I know that's lame, but maybe you end up being the Negan's only decent lieutenant, that one guy. Redivis. What model is this? RT97L. RT97L. GMRS. Max 22 watts. 22 watts. So does that mean I can only use a 22 watt radio? That's unusual. 22 watts. Because radios tend to come in like, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I've never seen a 22 watt radio. So I'll see. I don't know what's going on there. I have an AR5RM. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Is this one? Yeah, this is the 5RM, but I thought it was a UV5RM. So I think the AR5RM is like a waterproof version or a water resistant version. 22 watts output. Okay. Noah says, as a black dude, I have to look at SHGF in a different way. Basically, I need to get in where I fit in now before SH. That's true, brother. That is true. AD Scout says our local Goodwill has a bunch of new Nalgene bottles from the factory that isn't too far from us. What? I will move there. Don't tempt me. Oh my goodness. A Goodwill near the Nalgene factory? Oh, boy, we are creeping up on 25,000. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It feels heavy duty. It feels like something from the Alien movie and looks like something from the Alien movie. Say what? Says drink out of copper. Okay, I will. That's right there. I have a copper mug right there on the wall. what a pull with that Goodwill. I know. Psh. Goodwill near the... I'd be at that Goodwill every day. I would have so many Nalgene bottles. Look at this, though. This is pristine. I don't think I've ever had a brand new Nalgene. Maybe once, but it had stupid designs on it. So this is ideal. It's my favorite color. I like the narrow mouth better to drink from, and it was brand new. Oh, yeah. It smells like nothing, but... F8 HP Pro. F8 HP Pro. I do like the F8s better. F8 HP Pro. This is a BF F8, but I've always thought that the regular Baofengs were too small. You know, they're just so tiny. They didn't really fit in radio pouches well. That's one of the reasons I like the newer ones with they're a little bit fatter. They're more radio sized, you know. $4.99 and $2.99 for Nalgene's. All day long, buddy. Scored an old REI one with a goofy decal. Yeah. 100-mile range. Can you hook up the antenna to your Baofeng? Like the roof. Can you hook up the antenna to your Baofeng? I mean, like a roof mounted. Yeah, I can. So my roof mounted antenna that comes in, the cable for it, you just have to have the adapter. And I do have the adapter. There's a cable that goes from like a handheld unit to the one on the roof. So if need be, I could do that and disconnect the base unit, the base one that I use. Field Tech says this is $500. Okay. Encouraging to know. Dustproof. So UVR9 Baofengs are dustproof and waterproof. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen those. PNW Farm Dogs in the house. What's up, man? We have the same issue with our group because of INA and a few other countries of origin. If SHTF, no one trusts people that sound like the enemy. Yeah, I get that. She's Ukrainian, right? So I was in the sauna yesterday, and this sounds like a joke. So I was in the sauna yesterday, and 2 Ukrainian men walked in. One of them had his son with him. And these 2 guys, they were standing there quiet. One was on the bench with me, and one was standing up, and they were absolutely quiet. And they look like brothers. They look like twins. So I asked the son, I was like, oh, do they know each other? And he said, no. I said, are they brothers? He goes, no, we don't know. Talking about his dad. We don't know who that guy is. I said, are you kidding me? Do you think he looks like your dad? They looked like twins. They look like twins. One of them had gray hair, one of them didn't, but they look like twin brothers. And apparently these 2 Ukrainian men had never met before in their life. Then they started talking, and they talked for an hour in Ukrainian, so I couldn't understand them. And we went out to cool down and came back in, and I asked the son again. I said, are you guys messing with me? Like, are you... He goes, no, I'm being very serious. They've never met. They've never met before. First time ever. And I told him, I said, look, he told me his dad has a brother who looks nothing like him. I said, it's because this guy is his brother. I said, you need to take a picture of this gentleman with your dad, send it to your grandma, and have a serious conversation with her, because these 2 gentlemen are related. Both from Ukraine, looked the same body shape, same fit. It was creepy. It was definitely a doppelganger situation. I even asked other people in the sauna, I said, do you guys think that these 2 look like... Everybody agreed, like they were related. They just didn't know it. Brother from another mother. It was so funny. Wyoming says, yes, and my best friend's wife is Chinese. Yeah, that's a real thing. I know people don't like to think that that's a thing. You know, my wife is African-American, and it's something I have to think about, man. It has to be on the table for me. Especially in the prepping community, there's just a lot of that doesn't get talked about, so... Slight break in the matrix. Yeah, there was a break in the matrix for sure. Brad Wind is in the house. What's up, Brad? What am I pushing? 40 minutes? Anyone else into LoRa mesh devices? I was just dipping my toes into that world. Yeah, I had a mesh. I got into mesh during COVID. There wasn't enough nodes that were close to me to make it worth my while. But that may be different now. I haven't looked at that map, the map of all the nodes. Maybe it's more saturated, but my area of operations, like where I would need to use it, it wouldn't. There's not enough nodes to make it useful yet. But that was like 4 years ago, so maybe it's different. Encryption, yeah, encryption is illegal to use on amateur in the U.S. Yes, digital is not, but encryption, yeah. Oh, you're responding to field tax, yeah. AES 5P and DM32 has encryption. Yeah, I've looked at that. I've never gotten into digital because digital requires internet, right? So part of the appeal of radios is that if cell phones go down, you could still use radio's line of sight. Even if repeaters go down, you can still use radio's line of sight. And yeah, it's just enough low tech to make it attractive, but Bushin Walker, yeah, I bought a LoRa Mesh-tastic, nothing within 30 miles. Yeah, so locally, like in town, it's attractive. I used it for communicating with a couple men in my neighborhood that are kind of like in our neighborhood group. But Little Red says, I grew up, the family wouldn't let me anywhere near non-whites. As such, it makes me uncomfortable as an adult. It sucks because I want to know people and learn from them. Yeah, it's a thing. DMR can operate with repeaters. Okay. Yeah, I never got into DMR. Seems like the problems start once you hit the talk button on the Baofeng. Yeah, you cannot transmit without a license. You can listen, but you cannot transmit. And there's not a lot of DMR repeaters. Yeah, but you can go much further. I knew a guy here locally that talked with his daughter after she went to college, and she was down in California, so he'd use DMR repeaters to do that. That's pretty cool. Like she just had a big radio that she kept in her dorm room. Connected my first 2 devices. I even thought about setting up like remote Mesh-tastics with a little solar panel, like a case, like set up somewhere. If you knew somebody who had a house, you can just set up the node at their house. Hey, can I keep this plugged in at your house in between if you wanted to make like a daisy chain of nodes to get you where you needed to go. You can go worldwide with DMR. Yeah, because it uses internet, right? I mean, it's an attractive idea. It really is. I haven't got into it. Once I kind of got to a place where my kids could reach me in town, I kind of stopped, but I probably need to readdress it. My husband makes up for it though. He's white and grew up with every flavor in Texas and Cali. Yeah, I'm sure we'll learn from all peoples in the future. A mesh repeater. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of the idea, but everybody who is into whoever has a mesh, as far as I understand it, is a node, so you'd be able to use them to jump, but it's just not as popular. As a ham, we utilize the All-Star network. It's great repeaters to repeaters. Some will survive in SHTF as the repeaters are solar and battery backed in my state. Yeah, I mean that'd be the way to go if you could get access to those. Good information. Yeah, Meshtastic is fun to play with. I do like Meshtastic because it's like anytime you broadcast on this, anytime you transmit, anybody can hear it. Meshtastic is encrypted, so it's like secret communication. So if you can use it for people like neighborhood wide without nodes leaving there, that's really cool. I do like that information or that idea. Yeah. Buschenmacher, you like the size of the DM32? Yeah, I don't have a DM32, but I really like the size of this one versus, like I said, the Baofengs always felt like they feel like toys, So that's good in one way, but I like a robust, like a knife. I don't like knives that are too dainty. It's got to have a little bit of heft to it. What am I at? 45. I'm probably gonna jump off, you guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Little update. So just under 24,828 subs. We're getting there, almost there. And then videos. My interview with Crystal was supposed to post next week, but I accidentally made it public. So I've only got 2 videos coming out this week so far. So I'll have to record some more today. I encourage people. I get a lot of emails about people wanting to start YouTube channels. So I made a video response to that, specifically for preppers. And then I put a video out about AI replacing you. You're not special. You're not a snowflake. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, thank you, man. I hope you have a good week. Grish says, don't forget you already did 10 minutes before this one. I know. I did 3 lives. Like, yeah. You can use encryption. Just snag 3 Baofeng handhelds and 2 GMRS. Nice. That's what we call a whoopsie. But yeah, I'm hoping to have my merch set up this week. And I should have another interview by the end of this week anyway. I think I'm going to start releasing interviews on Thursdays or Fridays and do that in addition to everything else. So, and get Discord up. So when I get Discord up, I'll probably put a short, maybe a whole video out about it. Where can I find the Discord? So it's not public yet, Noah. I've just sent the invite to a couple people to kind of test it out. If you, Noah, can you send me an email? I think I posted it in this chat. If you don't have my email, tell me and I'll give it to you. But I'd like to get a few more testers on just to check it out because I'm not proficient in Discord. I want to make sure it does all the things that it's supposed to do. Ditch Doc, did you use the artwork I sent you? Which one, Ditch Doc? Did you send me the pill? Is that what you used? Or did you send me what I used for my thing was Yukon with the nods? I thought that was cool. Yeah, I gotta check out Crystal's too, just to see how she's got it set up. I don't want to get too far. I didn't know about your interview with Crystal. Yeah. Crypto basics class somewhere. Yeah, and I'm going to start doing classes soon. I'm going to start doing courses on YouTube. I'm going to take control. I can't rely on the algorithm to pay me. It's just not going to work. Yeah. I don't care if that email is public. Yeah. Start small is my advice. Yeah, I'm trying not to do, because I won't manage it all. If I expand too much in other things, I won't manage it. So the basics down. I'm trying to create other revenue streams other than AdSense. That's kind of my focus right now. So to use this platform to do that in other ways. So. Okay, Bushenmacher, shoot me an email. I have a list of people that I want to do interviews with, so I'm trying to knock them out in order. But yeah, shoot me an email. I appreciate you guys, though. I'm gonna jump off. I hope you all have a great Sunday. And yeah, I'll see you guys this week.